David, speaking of shame, tuition hike increase, it's official.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about that this morning. And look, I don't know what to say at this point. Or, first of all, we've had a reaction from Anthony Housefather. We had him on a little earlier, and his basics, and it's not a surprise. The reaction is, look, this happened a day ago. We're going to have to talk about this in caucus, et cetera, et cetera. Haven't heard a whole lot from the provincial Liberals. I had Greg Kelly on yesterday with not a lot. What should we expect here as far as you think?
Much more. I don't buy it. I like Anthony Housefather. He's his own man, and he stands up and he does his own thing. But obviously, he cannot speak for the Prime Minister or cabinet. But Pablo Rodriguez, who is the Quebec lieutenant for Justin Trudeau, came out very rapidly in October when the first news of this came out. So where is he now? Attacking McGill and Concordia is attacking Montreal's economy. And if you're attacking Montreal's economy, you're basically attacking Quebec and Canada's economy. And so where is François-Philippe Champagne, the minister responsible for the economy and innovation? There's more to this than just an attack on Anglo institutions and English-speaking Quebecers, which it is. But it's much more than that. And it's about the Quebec economy. And so where is, you mentioned it, I mentioned it this morning, where is Mara Risky? She never misses a chance to be on your air, on the French media. She was out this week walking with the union members, with the teachers. She is the higher education critic. Where is she? The only thing she said, she went on Twitter, for X, I should say, and you know what she said yesterday, along with Martinguay? They criticized the fact that Pascal Derry, the higher education minister, made the announcement on X. And where did Mara Risky criticize Pascal Derry for doing that on X? On X. Yeah. So where is she? Where is Martinguay? Where is Jennifer Macaron? She's the M&A for Westmount, where Concordia and McGill are. The people in Sherbrooke reacted, and that's why they got Legault's attention, because it was going to kill Sherbrooke's economy. This is bigger than just attacking a few Anglophones. This is like the McGill principal said yesterday. This is about Quebec being open to the world. If you attack these institutions, you fail to attract the best talent. You fail to attract the best talent, you don't get the best research. You don't get the best research, you don't get the best companies. And you don't get the best companies, you don't get the revenues. If we have Yoshua Bengio, who is a world-leading scientist in artificial intelligence, it's because we have 4 major universities that are respected based in Montreal. If Boston is what it is, a world beater in medicine, in engineering, in computer science, you name it, it's because there are over 60 universities in the greater Boston area. I could go on and on with Silicon Valley and the West Coast in California. The thing is that, and that's how you're going to beat it. Where is Valerie Plante, Aaron and Natasha? Mm-hmm. Where is she? Where is she on this? She
was there at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Pablo Rodriguez and Valerie Plante and Mara Risky were there in October. Where are they today? It doesn't take 24 hours, 36 or 48 or 3 weeks to react to this. This is major. And so, and I agree with what Tom Mulcair said this morning. McGill and Concordia are not without blame here. They could have played this differently, and they have an opportunity to play it differently from now on. Same thing with James Meny. What he said today about, it's going to be about the alumni. It's going to be about the donors. You were talking also with Anthony Housefather about the letter these MPs are sending to the 25 largest universities, echoing what happened in the U.S. with UPenn, with Harvard, and MIT. Well, what finally got the president of the University of Pennsylvania fired was the fact that one major donor said, that's it, I'm not giving $100 million anymore to UPenn. That was the death knell for her, and she had to finally resign after a horrible performance before that congressional committee. And so it's going to be about the consequence. I remember when I was in the opposition in 2013 and how we won power in 2014, it was mainly about, not only, but it was about the Charter of Values. And what killed the Charter of Values and the PQ government at the time, led by Pauline Marois, and a certain minister who was in charge of the Charter of Values named Bernard Dréville, was the fact that you had attention brought to bear on Quebec that was negative from an economic perspective. And any government from any political stripe, their biggest fear is that the brand, the Quebec brand outside Quebec is we are not open for business. And I'm telling you, and I'm not applauding for this. I'm not cheering for this. But this is what is going to happen. If you add up 21, 96, 40, Bill 15, what is happening in immigration, the slowdown. Look at the slowdown economically. Quebec is worse than all the other provinces. Legault was screaming a year ago that we were number one of all the Canadian provinces for economics. We have the best economy in the entire federation. For the past 2-3 years, we were humming until the economic slowdown. Well, now, if you look at the data, hard data, and I know François Legault doesn't believe anymore in hard data. Yeah, but if you look at the real numbers, the worst province of the big ones, the worst province economically right now is Quebec. Where is also the worst numbers for inflation? Even though everybody's saying inflation is slowing down, we still have inflation. And the highest inflation in the Federation is in Quebec. So if you add up everything, and you're a company, and you're thinking about where to invest, where to develop, it's not just cheap electricity, which we don't have, by the way, that's going to do it. It's the climate. It's how the society is perceived. And if it's perceived as a closed-off society, I'm telling you, people are going to go to Ontario. They're going to go to BC.
Dave, I will wait for your column in the your editorial in the New York Times. I think that might have some impact. So don't wait. Put something together. That's what it took last time to wake them up. So.
And it's going to take. But I'm also speaking to those alumni, the business leaders, the political leaders. It's going to take a full court press, just like it has worked in the past. Look, the fourth worst issue for Legault right now, and this is what it was in the last Léger, is the chicane factor, and PQ governments had to wear this also, is that Quebecers, when things aren't going well, they're saying, hey, Frankie, maybe it's time to take care of real issues instead of hitting on McGill, Concordia, and language and immigrants. Maybe it's time you should think about maybe housing, healthcare, and education.
David, we have to leave it at that. We are out of time. I thank you. Have a great weekend.
Bon weekend.
Give our best to Alvin and the Chipmunks. All right.